Yesterday was nice and clear out. Today, cold and gloomy. What is going on, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be working on Project Blueberry, and I think we have everything we need to situate the brake system. We went to the junkyard the other day and we got a prop valve out of a EG sedan, and this one is not leaking, and the simplest way to tell is the weep hole is still sealed, right? That's a little under $20 from the pick and pull. And I'm also going to be changing out the rear brake pads because the last time I checked it, I remembered it being a little under 50%, and the front rotors and pads had already been changed out the first time when I got the car running on the road. The last thing we're going to be changing out is the brake lines. So I got these from the junkyard probably a year ago off an Integra as well, and this should be interchangeable between the EG only because the EG has full Integra disc brakes. I do have all of the hardware with it as well too, and these were in good conditions when I took them out. These just kind of sat for a little while, but we're gonna clean it up before we put it to use. And I know a lot of you guys are probably gonna question me why I am using an EG prop valve in an EG with Integra disc brakes. Now, the car is not going to be tracked to the point where I'm going to need the correct proportioning valve for the braking system, so this will work for now. And I want to say this is what's already in the car. We'll double check when we get to it, but before we get to work, we need to move the wagon off the driveway. So we got Blueberry on the driveway. Wasn't trying to get it too hot because I need to take off the dump tube to get to the prop valve in the back of the firewall. Now this one is leaking out of the weep hole. The weep hole is that little hole right there, and you can see the back of the firewall. My paint's falling apart, and on top of my rear mount, probably can't see it, but super wet from all the brake fluid drizzling down. So this is what we're going to be changing out before we get to the brake lines and stuff. So actually, you know what, let's do the brake line first so we can drain all the fluid out of it and try to remove this completely dry. It's not going to be completely dry, but you know what I mean. There's no fluids. That's kind of loose. What is this? This is even smaller. 3/8. Okay, that doesn't fit either. I don't have another flare wrench. This is going to take a little time to remove all of the brake lines, so I'm going to remove it in 3, 2, 1. Not going to lie, I'm kind of sad about the paint on the firewall, because I most definitely do not want to install this with that wrinkle there. So I may have to sand this down and give it a quick little respray. So I took off my downpipe just so I can access the firewall a little bit more to do a little bit of sanding. And man, taking off the downpipe definitely opened up the smell of E85 though. I'll tell you that much. But check this out. Inside of the turbo, dry. Oh yeah, so guys, firewall painted up, no more peely paint back here, and we did about 3 coats of Captiva blue, and we did 2-3-ish coats of clear coat. And this is going to be behind the prop valve, so you're really not going to see it, but I'd rather have it be this than to be all wrinkled up. So now I am going to reinstall the new prop valve along with the Resto Tuner firewall 10mm bolts like that. Not bolts, 10mm nuts. This is not a Resto Tuner hardware, so we're gonna pop this off. This has only been on the car for a couple of months, and that galvanized coating is already fading and it's turning silver. This is a true galvanized 10mm bolt from Resto Tuners. So I'm gonna replace this one. This little bag right here, engine bay firewall nuts, and this goes on pretty much all of the studs that are on the firewall. And we're gonna need 3. 1, 2, and there's one underneath, that's 3. This one is 4. I already got some here on the fuel pump. Is somebody shooting? What is that? Sounds like a pellet gun or a BB gun or something. All right, prop valve installed, all the lines tightened down, all the brackets secured, and I'm crossing fingers this one is not leaking. So let's go ahead and get down with the brake lines. I cut my finger, so I haven't really got to the brake lines just yet, but I also remembered that the S1 giveaway is live right now. You guys can go to the link in the description below, click on the link, it'll take you to the S1 Built Garage, and you can enter yourself to win this all-wheel drive bundle for these listed chassis: 88 to 2005 Civic, the 90 to 01 Integra, the RSX, the 4th or 5th gen Prelude, and this is literally the entire kit to go all-wheel drive, aside from you needing to get a transmission. But you can enter for $5, and you can enter as much as you like to get a chance to win this bundle. I had to take a little time to post this on the community section before the video drops, but it is here and you guys should see it already. As mentioned, the S1 Built all-wheel drive bundle giveaway is live. Click on the link in the description below. Maybe one of you guys are going to win it, and maybe one of you guys are going to get to experience the all-wheel drive madness, because I'll tell you right now, all motor, supercharged or turbo, once you go all-wheel drive, you don't go back. Now let's get going with this brake line. So I was thinking about this, right? I was like, do I really need to show you guys how to put a brake line on the car? I think I've shown that with literally every single car I've built here on the channel. It also looks like the brake lines have been changed out before, because these are not the factory lines. These are aftermarket. That's good to know in a sense, but we're gonna switch to all stainless steel. So this right here, guys, is a OEM style brake line. It's rubber hose, and over time it gets like squishy, and when you step on the brakes you end up like sinking, because this rubber could potentially expand. If you guys remember, I had a RT 4-wheel drive wagon. It had stock brake lines in it, and it wore down to the point where it burst, and I drove with 3 brake lines on, and lucky for me I wasn't too far from home. But we're gonna be changing this to all stainless steel. Pretty much take off the little circlip, take off the little flare fitting that goes into the brake line, and then on the shock body there's 2 brackets with 12 mils, and then it goes around to the spindle, and it has 2 10s there, and then a 14 on the calipers. So I'm just gonna go ahead and knock this out quick. Alrighty, brake line, driver side done, driver rear installed, passenger rear installed. Last but not least, passenger front, all done. Now we can move to the rear brake pads. Now I'm not going to do the rear rotor. It doesn't have any warpage, and it doesn't have a lip on the edge of the rotor. So I'm just going to put the new pads on, and then we'll get to bleeding the entire system, since we literally swapped out almost everything. Ugh, dang. Ugh. Golly. Oh. Wow. Yeah, beyond 50%. This is like, well, first of all, it's super uneven, and it is also durast. That's crazy. So this has been changed out before, and how long ago I don't know, because look at that rust. But we got new pads. Driver rear pads installed, passenger rear done. This side actually wore down evenly, where the driver's side, one side was lopsided, but it is what it is. Basura. Got the homie SI pulled up with some windies and that boosted element. So right now I'm just having him slowly pump the brake fluid, and I'm just double checking to make sure we don't have any leaks, because I ain't trying to bubble up my paint on the firewall. So I am seeing the fluid going down, which is awesome, and once we feel like we're Gucci potatoes, we'll bleed all 4 corners. Keep going. Okay, cool. Now do the 5-hole. Go ahead. We're doing the last one over here. Crack this open. This one, rapid pump. I can see all the air bubble coming out. Okay, I'm gonna close it, do the five hold. Go ahead. It's coming out solid, go ahead. Stiff. Gucci. So this guy got me all worried because he said, oh, there's brake fluid coming out of the weep hole, and I'm like, dude, you kidding me? And then I went to go double check all of these fittings, and these two were super loose, so it was leaking from here, there, made it look like it was leaking out of the weep hole. And I had him go and press on the brake a few more times, and no more leaks. So now I'm gonna go ahead and put the downpipe, dump tube, everything back on, get this thing on the floor, and feel how this brake feels on the road. And hopefully we don't have any more leaks, because tomorrow we're headed out to the ham meet, right? Yep. I mean, if this car doesn't give me any issues. Look how many times I laid on my fender and cleaned up all the dirt. Right here. Now we can drive the car to see if the brakes works. Let's go. The smell of corn. Juicy potatoes. We got potato right there, actually. I mean, it stops. It feels a little soft, I'm not gonna lie, but it stops. Brakes work. I think the brakes work. Sorry. Scared him out of the car. Okay guys, that's a really good testament, and the brakes work. The brakes work. Guys, I didn't really think this one through. I gotta clean my driveway because there's a pair of Advent tire tread marks on the damn driveway. But the brakes work, yeah? The brakes work. So guys, I'm probably gonna wrap up the video because I still gotta wash the car, clean up a little bit here, eat, because he brought this like maybe over an hour ago. We haven't even dug into it yet. So we achieved what we wanted to do. In the previous videos, I talked about looking for a prop valve, and we finally found one in the junkyard. So we installed the prop valve, stainless steel brake lines, new O'Reilly's rear brake pads. We bled it out. Big shout out to SI for giving me a hand with that. Yeah. Brakes work. You know, I think we're ready to take this car to the ham meet tomorrow. Tomorrow we're gonna be out, me, SI, and I believe Herb as well too. Yeah. And we're gonna vlog a little bit of that for you guys as well too. So we're gonna wrap it up right here. I hope you guys enjoyed the progress update on Blueberry. I think it's gonna be really nice to drive it again. And if you guys enjoyed it, be sure to leave a thumbs up. If you guys want to stick around for the ham meet, be sure to hit the subscribe button. But with that being said, don't forget the giveaway with the S1 all-wheel drive bundle. Link in the description below. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.